This is the video review for Transformers Star Wars crossovers, basics, Y-Wing, bomber, fighter, whatever you want to call it. I don't really pay attention to Star Wars vehicles. I don't care about them that much. And honestly, I don't know why I keep buying these things. They tend to suck, but this time I'm glad I did, because this is a really cool figure. Start off with, it's a cool looking ship. I mean, it looks a little bit derpy. It looks like it's just a transport or something, not something. It looks kind of retro. It doesn't look classy or, well, no, classy. It doesn't look high-tech and predatory like the X-Wing does. It looks, well, it looks like it's a transport ship. I know it's a fighter. I've read the packaging. I don't know much about the ship, but it looks a little bit derpy, but it's very impressive because it is not just a robot stuck in the middle of a bunch of ship parts. It is a full-fledged transformer. You'll notice the gun, it was just wedged in between the this tab here and this landing skid. This is, I mean, it's a real transformer. The other Star Wars figures, or at least many of them, they aren't real transformers. They're just toys that have two modes. But this one is a genuine transformer, and it's really nice. Now, it does have some posability problems, and this is a modified figure. I'll tell you what I changed on this figure, but it is a really nice figure. To transform it, pretty simple, although clever. Fold in this part of the nacelle, and pull this down, rotate down. Pull that nacelle out, nacelle in, nacelle down, nacelle out. Split the nose, and then flip this all the way down until it snaps into place. Rotate the legs in, and then fold the feet down. Take these arms, fold these out, and then fold the hands out. Fold these out, and then fold the hands out. Pop this up, and fold it down to the back. And here is the Stormtrooper robot mode. I wish it had a bit more detail on the chest, but this looks pretty nice. Not the best proportions, but pretty close. Very lanky. And, yeah, I mean, it's very nice. I love that transformation. It does have some detriments on the figure because of its size, but it's very clever, it's very well done, and it leaves you with a, hey, it's a nice figure. I really like this. I really like these feet because the instep is flat no matter where you go, and because it's rounded, it doesn't matter how he stands on them, it's always going to be stable. Now, he does have limited leg articulation because of how this ball joint was done, because it has to rotate in, but this is too thin to do a thigh swivel, so it has to do with the ball joint. So he doesn't have an out, and that's a shame, but for such a tiny figure, I'm not quite sure it's really needed. All he needs to do is be able to pull some kind of dynamic-y poses and look good doing it. He can put his gun into his hand, and yeah, I mean, he's a really nice figure. His arms are ball jointed. They go forward and back, then go out a little bit. He doesn't have a bicep swivel, but he does have an elbow here and an inward elbow here, and a wrist that can move. Now, if you'll notice, there's a little tab sticking up here, and then sort of a square cut notch in there. I had to do that because normally his elbow articulation is kind of pitiful. Normally it looks like this side. Now luckily, doing this is pretty easy, and this place where you cut out only shows up on the bottom, so it doesn't affect the look of the figure in fighter mode. So it's worth doing. It really adds to the figure. I wish it were like that from the beginning, but oh well. The head can turn left and right. Legs go forward, back, double knee, although it only ends up being about 90 degrees. You could cut a little plastic away there to make it a bit more. Then his feet. Well, they don't need to rotate side to side because of how round they are, but they can go forward and back. Now, they can't go back too far, but they can go forward, so it ends up working pretty well for this figure. I don't think he'll stand in this pose, but you get the idea. Yeah, I really like this thing. It's very nice. It is one of the first Star Wars Transformer figures that I genuinely think is actually a Transformer. Real effort was put into this, and I appreciate it. And those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching.